I've been appalled. I think the word is appalled. I've tried to put my finger on the feeling I've been feeling for the last, 6 days, and it's appalled. We as a country are being collectively gaslit about the senseless and heinous murder of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. Now, let's put aside his thoughts and his views and the kinds of speech that he practiced. I am incensed specifically about the motive behind this murder. Because before the suspect was even caught, before this 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, again, a Mormon, a white guy from a red district and a red state with Republicans all through his family, grandmother saying they don't even know a Democrat, before he was even apprehended and being charged now with aggravated murder and obstruction offenses. Before all that, Donald Trump came out, the regime came out and said the left is insane, the left is violent, the left. That's all we heard, and no one had been apprehended, almost like there was a narrative they wanted to push. And that narrative continues, no matter what this person's actual identity or actual rationale behind it. Again, what we know, and there is more that has just been revealed thanks to the reporting of Ken Klippenstein, but what we know is this person was a big gamer, that this person on the shell casings of the bullets that he had in his gun wrote things that were references to a game. I think it was, Hell Divers? References to Hell Divers. Also, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO, stuff that I don't know. You weigh in. Does that sound leftist to you? And yet, Governor Cox of Utah has been saying this everywhere he can. And despite being asked for specifics about why he thinks or knows that this person had leftist ideology, cannot come up with them.
Told the Wall Street Journal that it is, quote, very clear to us and to the investigators that this was a person who was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology. Can you elaborate on that and be more specific?
Well, sure. So that information comes from the people around him, from his family members and friends. That's how we got that information. Again, there's so much more that we're learning and so much more that we will learn. There will be official charges will be filed on Tuesday, and there will be much more evidence and information available then. And again, we're interviewing all kinds of people, everyone that knows him, and trying to learn more about what that motive actually was.
Okay, but why do you say that he's got a leftist ideology? What's the evidence? What's the proof? And by the way, it is Tuesday. We've got the charges, and there is no more evidence. Oh, but wait, there was evidence. There was definitely evidence, according to FBI director / children's book writer Kash Patel. There was totally evidence. This kid, Robinson, had a whole letter that he wrote. He totally wrote this letter, but you can't see it. You can't see it because it got destroyed or whatever. But I'll tell you what it said in it. And it said he didn't like Charlie Kirk. What? Oh, yeah, we know that. Listen to Kash Patel try to explain.
Did he write a written note before the assassination attempt? That's what the governor said yesterday. And what did that say, if you could share?
So what I'm able to say, I'm sorry. So what I'm able to say is, I addressed it partially earlier, is that the written note, we believe, what did exist. And we have evidence to show what was in that note, which is, and I'm going to summarize, basically saying, the suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. That note was written before the shooting. Evidence of its existence, we now have learned, existed before the shooting, was in the location, in the suspect and partner's home. But we have since learned that the note, even though it has been destroyed, we have found forensic evidence of the note, and we have confirmed what that note says because of our aggressive interview posture at the FBI.
Okay. So once again, we know there was a note. There's a lot of mumbling and bumbling about exactly, we know it was written before, but you can't see it. It's been destroyed. But because of our aggressive interview style, we know what it said. Now, again, the right is now saying that because they've been interviewing a roommate and possible partner or lover of Tyler Robinson, who is trans, that is grounds to say that this person had left-wing ideology, which is just the most insane, anti-trans, like bigoted and stupid thing to say, that if they were in a relationship, this person was left-wing. We know that's not true. But look, so again, there was a note. We don't know. I have the shot to take Charlie Kirk, but the note was destroyed. On and on and on with the lies, with the diversion, with the lack of specificity. But it turns out, according to Ken Klippenstein, who got messages that were sent to this Discord server from Charlie Kirk's assassin, this guy Tyler Robinson, he was a kid. He was a kid, a young man who used Discord a lot and confessed on Discord, hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm surrendering through a sheriff friend in a few moments. Thanks for all the good times and laughs. You've been so amazing. Thank you all for everything. Ken continued, got messages from Discord, and the picture that he says emerged is not of someone who was a raging conservative and certainly no raging leftist, but someone who was just deeply online, sharing random memes, things about gamer culture, things about the weather. There was barely any references to either Trump or Joe Biden at the time. And I think this is what some people have been saying, which is this is not certainly not what the regime is saying, that it was a leftist, but possibly not even someone who I think some of us have been saying maybe he was a groyper. I mean, he dressed up as this Pepe meme frog, right, for Halloween, but actually someone who was perhaps incredibly, perhaps apolitical, and certainly a little bit nihilistic. And here was, I thought, a very good breakdown of maybe what Tyler Robinson's motive might have been, which is just no real motive, just kind of a disaffected young kid.
Again, like many Pepe or Groyper memes, the core of this is a lonely male figure in sort of an immiserated landscape looking sad. And that's part of the story I wish more people were talking about. What's driving our political violence isn't just polarization, where one side is getting more radical and kind of undermining democracy, nor is it algorithms, like some have said, that are like pickling the brains of young people. It is that feeling, which these Pepe memes represent, of you're always going to be alone, you're never going to have a future, and you're never going to have a voice. And that feeling, which is by no means rare or unusual in our society today, collides with a particular set of circumstances. This long entrenched nihilistic online tradition, the ready availability of firearms, and the increasing derangement of mainstream discourse, this ambient sense of like tension and volatility that exists in the air to produce stuff like this. And we're going to see more and more of it unless those root causes are addressed and unless we find a way to offer a better future to people.
Unless we find a way to offer a better future to people. And I know, like, I don't love, humanizing people who, tear down, like, who kill others. But I do think there is a pattern. There is a problem with young white men in this country. And they haven't seen God. It ain't that. It is a lot bigger. And we need actual leaders who are not scapegoating, who don't have their preconceived narratives, who aren't basically ordering a hit out.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.